Howdy guys, welcome to part 2 of Winter Madness. Let's start looking at section 5. I want to start from 13 of the first string with a pull off to 10. Then I skip to 14 of the third. Then back down to 10 of the first. Okay, then after that I've got a pull off from 14 to 10 on the third string. Sorry. And then after that I'm jumping to 12 of the fourth with my middle finger on the fourth string, so we're going. Okay, then after that I work into this. So I play the 12 of the fourth, a hammer on from 10 to 14 on the third, and I jump back down to 10 of the first string. So thus far. And then after that, I've got that last pull off from 14 to 10 on the third string. So all together. So we're just working with sort of a basic D minor arpeggio with a bit of string skip action, then we work into this. So with this eventually, you've got a bit more distortion, obviously the sweeping will be a bit easier. What we're doing at the start of that is sweeping down what would I guess be an A major idea. I'm playing 9 of the third, 10 of the second, and then 9 of the first string. And when I get to that first string, I want to do a hammer from 9 to 12, pull off back to the 9, and then hammer to 12 again. So I go. Then after that, I slide over to what would be a C major arpeggio. So I slide from 12 to 15, pull off back to the 12, and then I want to play 13 of the second and 12 of the third. So all together. And at the end of that, I just want to add in 13 of the second string and 12 of the first. So thus far from the start of section 5. Okay, then I work into this. So the start of that is a pull off from 17 to 13 back to 17 as a hammer on, as a pull off into a hammer on the first string. And then what I do there is do a tap on 20, and then I'm going 17 to 13 after that pulled off. So I go. Okay, then after that I work into this. So if I slow that down, I'm tapping 20 and pulling off to the 12. And then I hammer the 17 down. And then I tap the 20 and then pull off 17, 12. So I go. So it's not quite the same thing twice. The first tap pulls off to the 12 and the second tap pulls off to the 17. So I go 20, 12, 17, 20, 17, 12. So all together. Okay, and then I move to this. It's a very similar idea, but I'm going to start off with a tap on 19 and then pull off to 10. So it's going to go 19, 10, and then 15. Then I do the tap again, and then I want to pull off 10, 15. So I go. Sorry, then I want to pull off 15, 10 rather. So it's going to go 19, 10, 15, 19, 15, 10. And we do exactly the same thing, but from a tap from 18. So it's going to go 18, 10, 15, and then 18, 15, 10. So back to back. So from the start of that tap section, nice and slow. Hopefully that all makes sense. Let's go through section 5 nice and slow. Let's take a look at section 6, nice and redonk, lots of tapping. I want to start on 17 of the first string, and I'm going to do 2 quick taps, and they're going to pull off from 17 to the 13. So I do. After I've done that second tap, I pull off to the pointer on 10, and then hammer back to the 13. I want to do that exact same idea twice in a row. Okay, now I bring it up a string and do a similar idea with a similar rhythm. I'm playing 17 of the second, and I do 2 taps that I pull off to 14. After I finish that second tap, I pull off to the 10 and then hammer back to the 14. And I do exactly the same idea, but my tap is now on 18, so it's going to go 18 to 14 twice, and then pull off from 10 to 14. So all together. making sense. And then I work into this diminished thing. Alright, so let's take this slowly. I'm going to start from 21 of the 3rd string. I'm going to do 2 taps here that are going to pull off to 15. And I pull off to the 12 and then hammer back to the 15. After that, I just tap 19 once and then that pulls off 15, 12. So it'll go. Okay, then from there I work into this. So what I've got here is a tap on 19. Now my left hand's gone back a little bit. So now I'm on 12, pulling off to 9, and I want to do that tap on the 19th fret, and then a tap on 18, and then go 12, 9 again. So it'll go. So let's go from the 21, and then we'll take it right back to the top. So it'll go. Sorry. So let's take it from the start nice and slow. Okay, then we work into this. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a tap on 15 and then doing a pull off to 9 and hammering to 12. And I do the same thing. So that was on the 3rd string. I do the same thing on the 1st. So I go. And then I want to do 2 taps on, 18 of the 1st, and that's going to pull off to 15 twice. And then I just sort of legato up what would be a diminished sweep. So I do the 2 taps and then pull off 15, 12. And then from there I was hammering to 14 of the 2nd, and then I was doing a pull off from 15 to 12 on the 3rd. So I'll go. So it'll go, let's take it from the 21 again, and then we'll take it right back to the start and put all of it together. So we're going to go. Okay, let's try it from the start, and then we'll work through those last 2 arpeggios. Okay, and then from there I work into this, I guess it's an A major kind of situation. Very A major, really. I'm doing a flat finger across 14 of the 3rd and then the 2nd string. And then I'm playing 12 of the 1st, and then doing playing 17 and pulling off to the 12. So I guess when we're sweeping that, you'd be hammering that into a pull off. So we go 12, 17, 12 as a pull off, and then you slide back to 9. So all together. Then from there, I want to hammer into 12 and then work my way. Just an A major idea. So I go from that slide back to 9, hammer to 12, and then pull off to the 9, and then work down an A major, which is 10 of the 2nd, 9 of the 3rd, 11 of the 4th, and then 12 of the 5th. Sort of go. Okay, let's take it from the start of that section nice and slow now. Okay, so let's have a look at the next section. It's going to start off with this kind of dominant 7th arpeggio idea. I want to start from 11 of the 5th string rather, then a hammer on from 9 to 12 on the 4th. And I work down sort of this diminished idea here. I'm playing 10 of the 3rd, 12 of the 2nd, and 10 of the 1st. And then I go. What I'm doing here is a pull off from 13 to 10 on the 1st, and then I play 12 of the 2nd and 12 of the 3rd. And I'll make my way back, so I'll be hitting 12 of the 2nd and then 10 of the 1st string. So I'll go. Let's try from the start a little slower. Obviously at full pace that'll probably need to be partially swept at some point. Then we go. So what I've got here is a straight C minor arpeggio, very 1-3-5-y. I'm doing a pull off from 15 to 11 on the 1st string. And I play 13 of the 2nd, 12 of the 3rd. And I play 13 of the 4th, and then 15 of the 5th. Let's try the whole thing thus far. Hopefully that's making sense, and then I go. So what I've got here is a hammer on going 12, 13 to 17 on the 4th, and then I jump a string skip to the second string and I do a hammer on 13, 15, 16 on the second. So thus far. Okay, then from there I work through this run. So if we think about, I guess, G sharp being the root note, it's sort of a bit of a G sharp Lydian idea, if that makes sense. Anyway, so what I'm doing here is I'm playing 13, 15, 16 and then reversing. And then working down that scale. So I'd be playing 16, 15, 13 on the second string. And then from the 15th fret of the third string, I'd be playing 15, 13, 12, and also the same on the fourth. So to go. Okay, then at the end of that last little chunk before the final sweep of this section, I play 15, 13, 11. So it'll go. Okay, and then at the end of that I go into this, which is just a straight F minor arpeggio. I'm doing a hammer on from 13 to 16 on the 6th string, and then I've got a flat ring covering 15 of the 5th and the 4th string. And I've got a full flat covering the last 3 strings, the 1st, the 2nd and the 3rd on 13th fret. So I go. And at the end of that, I want to be hammering to, actually I'll backpick that. I'll be playing 16 of the 1st string and giving it some light vibrato. Okay, that's all of section 7 I think we're up to. Let's take it slowly. Alright, we're going to finish off with section 8 today. I want to start from 15 of the 1st string. We're going to work through this little phrase. So what I'm doing here is a hammer on into a pull off, 15, 16, back to 15. And then I want to go. What I'm doing here is I'm playing 18, 16, 15 on the 2nd string and then back to the 16 again. Okay, and then I just shred up this little thing. Just working through a very sort of diatonic-y C minor situation here. So what I'm doing is I'm playing 10th fret of the 4th string. I'm playing 10, 12, 13, same on the 3rd. And then continuing that diatonically, I'm playing 12, 13, 15 on the 2nd string. So thus far. Okay, now after I've held that pinky for a little bit, I legato back. So I'll shred on the way up, and then pull off 13 to 12, and then go back to the 13 again. So to go. So after I've done the pull-offs, I want to go back to the 13 and pick it. At the end of that, after I've vibrated that 13 for a little bit, I slide into 20. And then we just want to hit that note again and give it a bit of vibrato. I think there might be a little bit of a squeal on that. It's a bit difficult with this amount of distortion, but if you guys want to add a light squeal to that, you can. So let's try this whole section nice and slow. Okay, we'll get cracking on sections 9, 10, 11 and 12 in a couple of days. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. Catch you real soon.